All right, this week's topic is slope. So we're going to review what slope means. Then I'm going to work out some questions that look just like the worksheet I'm going to assign for you for this week. So slope is rise over run. How much are we going vertically, and then how much are we going horizontally? You're going to subtract your y's on top and subtract your x's on the bottom. Y's are on top, which is weird because in an ordered pair, y comes second, but y is first, y is on top when we talk about slope. Slope can either be positive, so we're going up the hill, or slope can be negative, we're going down the hill. Slope can be a fraction, slope can be a whole number, slope can be an improper fraction. All of this is fine. Like we would always have 2 over 1, not just 2. Improper is just fine. We're not going to change it to a mixed number. So if I see the slope 1/2, what is that telling me? Well, that's telling me I'm going to go up 1 and I'm going to go to the right 2. Positive and positive means up and right. Going to the up 1 and right 2. If it looks like this, I'm going to go up 2 and right 1. -4/3 or -4/3. I put the negative on the top in this example and I put the negative on the bottom in this example. If the negative is on the top, I'm going to go down 4. The 3 is not negative, the 3 is positive, so I'm still going to the right. I'm going to the right 3. So down 4, right 3. If the negative is on the bottom of the fraction in the denominator, now my 4 is positive, so I'm going to go up. My 3 is negative, so I'm going to go left. Up 4, left 3. This is positive, this guy is negative. So it doesn't matter if you see a negative fraction, you can choose to change it. You can put the negative in the top or the bottom because in the end, it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter. If you see a whole number, you're going to write it as a fraction, putting it over 1. So in this situation, I could put -7 over 1 or 7 over -1. It doesn't really matter, but if I do the first option, I'm going to go down 7, right 1. If I do the second option, I'm going to go up 7, but then I'm going to go backwards 1, left 1. This guy, 3, I can either make it, well, I'm just going to make it 3 over 1. There's not really choices there. So that +3 means up 3, +1 means right 1. So to recap, let's go, positive means that you're going up, negative means you're going down. Positive can also mean that you're going to the right. Negative means you're going to the left. Okay, so now let's put it into practice. We've got question number 1 right here. I can start at this dot and move to that dot, or I can start at this dot and come down to this dot. It doesn't make any difference. So I think I'll go up. So how many hot boxes did I go up? I went 1, 2, 3, 4. I went up 4, so that's positive. And then I've got to travel to the right 1. So that's a +1. So overall, I've got an answer of 4. I could say 4 over 1, or I could just say 4. Either of those would be great. But remember that you have to go travel up and down first, then you travel sideways. That's what rise over run means. You have to rise before you can run. Okay, but I said we could have also went down first. So if I go down, let me erase all of this. If I go down 4, then I would have to go backwards or left 1. And 2 negatives, guess what? Still makes a positive. So my answer is still +4. So I can either go up and right, or I can go down and left. All right, let's go to question 2. So in question 2, I can either go up and right, or I can go down and left. I think I will go up. So that's up 2 lines. And now I got to go to the right, 1, 2, 3. So my answer is positive 2/3. 2/3, and it's positive. All right, number 3, this is my first one that I can already just tell it's negative. It's going downhill. So when I'm done, I better have a negative answer. I can either start at the top dot or the bottom dot. So I think I'll start at the top one, and I think I'll go down and right. But I could go up and left. But I don't want to. I want to go down and right. So if I go down, how many spaces am I going down? Oh, snapper doodles, this one is tricky. Okay, I'm looking back at the others. Nope, they didn't trick us. Look at this. You think you're going down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you're not, because look how they counted on the y-axis. And look how they are counting on the x-axis. So we're really going down 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, because they decided to count by 2s. So I've got a negative 10 for my numerator. I'm going down 10. And then I'm going to the right, which is positive, to the right 1, but it's not really 1. Again, I can't get confused. I can't, they're counting by 2, so I'm going to the right 2. Now, we don't want to leave it negative 10 over 2. We want to change it. Negative 5 is our final answer. I would also accept negative 5 over 1, but negative 5 is probably just better. All right, now we have to find the slope, but they're not going to give us a picture. They're just going to give us the 2 ordered pairs. So, reviewing, we said we could subtract the y's and subtract the x's. So, let's subtract the y's. Remember that this is x and this is y. Negative 5 is the x and 8 is the y. So I'm going to subtract my y's. It does not matter if I start with 6 or 8. So I think I will start with 6 because it came first. So here I go. 6 minus 8. Then on the bottom, since I started with 6, I got to start with negative 10. Negative 10 minus negative 5. Now, I did this in color to point out that 6 and 8 are positive, but we have a subtraction sign in the middle. This guy is negative 10, and this guy is negative 5, but I also have a subtraction sign in the middle. So, this I have to fix. So I have to make negative 10 minus negative 5 into negative 10 plus 5. So here we go. On the numerator, 6 minus 8 is negative 2. Negative 10 plus 5 is negative 5. I'm almost finished. I'm not quite finished because I have 2 negatives. So when I say my final answer, I should say positive 2/5. Positive 2 over 5. All right, let's try question 5. I'm going to subtract my y's. It doesn't matter which order, so I think I'll just go negative 3 minus negative 4. Notice I didn't do it in color this time, but I've got a negative 3 right here. I've got a negative 4 right here, and a subtraction sign in the middle. Now I'm going to subtract my x's. Since I started with negative 3, I'm going to start with 7. 7 minus 11. Fix these, make these a plus sign. Negative 3 plus 4 is positive 1. 7 minus 11 is negative 4. And there's my answer. Now, if I'm typing it in, I could type in the negative first. That part doesn't matter. If you want to put the negative on the top or the bottom, who cares? All right, let's try number 12. I'm looking down here at 12. 12's a good one. I have my y's are right here, so 8 minus 8. My x's are right here, negative 13 minus 21. My numerator, 8 minus 8 is 0. 0 over anything, which it would be negative 34, right? but 0 over anything is 0. The picture of that would be a flat horizontal line. It has no slope. The slope is 0. Let's see if we can find another tricky one. Oh, 11's a good one. All right, we're going to subtract our y's. -3 minus -5. We're going to subtract our x's. -2 minus -2. I got to fix these signs. -3 plus 5, that was +2. -2 plus 2, that's a 0. And anytime we get a 0 on the bottom, we say the slope is undefined. So the picture of that would be a vertical line. So the slope is so sharp, it's straight downhill. We're going to break our neck if we come down a mountain that looks like this, undefined. So recapping here, 0 on the top is 0. 0 on the bottom is a word. 0 on the top is a horizontal line. 0 on the bottom is a vertical line. All right, let's work out a word problem. Let's go with number 13, might as well. It's a good one. First one we come to here. Okay, so it says that the wedding cake measures 2 feet high, 2 feet this direction, and the diameter of the bottom tier is 12 inches. Well, diameter sounds like it's going across 12 inches. What is the slope of the cake? This is so weird. Why is the cake sloping? He's just a cake, but okay, whatever. Well, what I noticed that's tricky about this question is they gave me this word number is in feet and this number is in inches. So I think we better make them both match. So we can make them both be inches or both be feet. It doesn't really matter. So if I did 24 on top of 12, I would get a slope of 2. If I did 2 feet over 12 inches is 1 feet, I also get a slope of 2. So it doesn't matter if I do inches, inches, or if I do feet, feet. Vertical goes on top, horizontal goes on bottom. So what was tricky about that was that we had inches and feet. Okay, let's look at another one of these word problems. Let's see if we can move this off to the side and get us a new box. All right, one warehouse, let's do number 16. One warehouse uses 7-foot ramps to load its forklifts onto the flatbeds of a truck for hauling. If the bed of a truck is 2 feet above the ground and the ramp is secured to the truck at its end, what is the slope of the ramp while in operation? Okay, so we need to know our vertical number first, and then we need to know our sideways number. So if the truck is 2 feet above the ground, that sounds like it is going to go on top. And the ramp itself, it's a 7-foot ramp, so it would go there. Now, normally we would just leave it, but it says round to the nearest hundredth. So I think we should actually do 2 divided by 7 and come up with a decimal number that is rounded to the hundredths. So when I divided, I got 0.2857, blah, 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 blah. Rounding to the hundredths, I used the 5 to decide should that go up, and yes, it should, 0.29. So the answer to number 16, they want it as a decimal, rounded to the nearest hundredth. All right, so you're going to work on a worksheet that looks just like this. Refer back to this video if you get stuck at any point, and good luck.